Can't you read?
We need to have words.
What are you talking about?
My wife's Elizabeth Thorpe.
You go now, or I'll call the police.
I'm going nowhere. Scumbag.
You've been warned.
Ah, you think you're a big shot, don't you? With your big shot house, your big shot car. You might fool your fancy neighbours, but you don't fool me. You're a con man. You're a criminal.
I'm calling the police.
Stop that! You come out here and make me. Come on, big shot. Sort it out man to man. You rotten coward!
Don't you dare.
No more than you deserve. After what you've done!
I can put you away for this, you know. They'll throw away the key when I've done with you.
You're the one wants locking up. You're a menace to decent people!
Can we have some order, please?
Blimey.
Right, let's deal with the assault first. You can put the criminal damage in the holding area. Right, Mr. Astley. You've been arrested on suspicion of assault. I'm going to authorise your detention here in order that we can secure and preserve evidence. Also to obtain evidence by way of interviewing you. After that, you may be charged or cautioned.
Got time for a coffee first, Sergeant?
Go for it. You'll need to be alert for this pair.
I mean, this is outrageous. Some lowlife comes to my home and starts smashing up my property, and I'm dragged down here like a common criminal because I tried to stop him. I mean, can't a man defend his person and his property anymore?
Turn to your right, please.
How long is this going to take? I've got to be in Birmingham in half an hour. I'm trying to run a company. You try telling the police that.
They're really trying to do their job.
Oh, that's a joke.
Just put your hands out for me, please. Palms down.
That man's wife has been harassing me for weeks. What did the police do about it? Nothing. Do you know she thinks I owe her £25,000?
But you don't.
Of course I don't. You tried telling her that. In the end, I threatened to put a restraining order on her, right? What does she do? Bring in the heavy guns. Are we nearly done now? I really can't be doing with this, you know.
I need to document all of your injuries.
Oh, for crying out loud, I haven't got any more injuries.
Are you sure?
Do you treat all your patients like imbeciles?
Just trying to do my job properly. Would have thought you'd be in favour of that.
You all ready?
Couldn't sleep. Thought I'd get some paperwork done.
You still fretting about Katya?
Joe, she's gone missing. She finally agreed to leave that place, so we said we'd meet in town. You know, I'd get her somewhere safe to stay.
She didn't share?
No, she was there. I saw her walking towards me and then she just disappeared.
Well, I suppose she must have changed her mind at the last minute.
No, it doesn't make sense. I mean, why bother turning up in the first place? She was just feet away from me. What if someone was following her?
Well, even if they were, they'd hardly be able to drag her off in the middle of a shopping centre.
Well, they could if they were threatening her with something. Like hurting the other girls. Joe, what if she was trying to protect me?
All right, Vinny. Mind you don't give Dr. Robinson any trouble now.
It's Mr. Thorpe to you.
There's me thinking we were on first name terms. Mr. Thorpe's no stranger to our hospitality, nor to the delights of extra strong lager.
I know you lot. You're all very matey till you get what you want, then...
I'm very hurt by your low opinion of me and my colleagues.
Ah, you're breaking my heart. And I suppose you're here to stitch me up.
Well, only if you're bleeding.
I know you. You're one of the doctors from Mill, aren't you? You doing here?
I'm helping the police with their inquiries. I'm a police surgeon. I need to make note of your injuries and take some samples. Can you pop on the couch, take your top off for me?
How did you know I was injured?
Well, it was the way you were standing. It's your shoulder, isn't it?
Oh, he caught me a crack with that bird
Bird?
from the garden.
Right, well, let's have a look. Okay. All right. Okay. Tender?
I'll live. More than they can say for Lizzie. My wife had a stroke yesterday. She's in a coma.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Spent all last night by her bedside. Couldn't do nothing for her. All I could think was, it's all his fault she's here. It's all his fault. He put Lizzie in hospital. And he'd have put me in there and all. If the cops hadn't shown up. I just needed him to listen to me. He's got to know what he's doing to people with these stupid competitions.
Your wife won a competition?
I tried to tell her it was another of these scams, but she wouldn't have it. She was convinced she'd won it. Reported him to the police and everything. Of course, they couldn't do out. It's all in the small print, you see. She can't read small print with her eyes.
I'm going to need a photo of your hands as well.
She even went down to his office to collect her winnings in person. He had her escorted from the premises. She's 75.
Turnover?
Well, that didn't stop her. She waited outside for him and followed him home. 15 quid in a taxi. Now, of course, he called this lot. You know, they were all right to her when she got in here, but she's got high blood pressure. Got a bad heart. I've never been the same since. And then, last night...
So, you went and had it out with Mr. Astley?
I never laid a finger on him. Well, not till he whacked me with that bird. Might have thrown a couple of punches then, but that was self-defence. Look, is it all right if I go now? I mean, I've got to get back to Lizzie.
Yeah. Pain. Don't you think you should maybe go home and freshen up first?
Oh, aye. Don't want to give her a fright when she wakes up, huh?
It's a travesty. I can't believe I could go to prison for this.
Assault occasioning actual bodily harm's a serious offence.
You just wait till my solicitor gets back from his golfing weekend. He'll soon throw your so-called charges out of court. If it wasn't for that crazy alcoholic trying to trash my car, he wouldn't have been assaulted in the first place, would he? Give me a taxi, will you?
I'm sorry, our taxi calling facilities are strictly self-service. There's a public phone outside.
How did you get on?
Oh, not bad. They're doing me for criminal damage. He's in trouble, though. Beating up an old man with an offensive weapon, that's aggravated, that is.
Look, can I drop you somewhere?
Knowlesy Road? You couldn't lend me £5, could you, Doc? It's not for drink or out. I just need to buy a phone card. My son, our Colin, he lives in New Zealand and he don't know about his mum yet. I'll pay you back as soon as I get my pension.
Well, you can use my mobile.
Will that cost a fortune, though?
Ah, I'll cope.
Hey, you're a good one. Come and have a cuppa. Oh, least I can do.
Why not?
I'll put the kettle on. The lecky went off last week. We still got the gas. Right, kettle's on. Sorry about the mess. Lizzie's stuff. Prizes. She was trying to win the car. She must have rung the hotline 30 times. £6.50 a pop, you know. And she just kept winning another calculator or a pen set.
Couldn't you stop her?
I tried. I tried begging. I tried shouting at her. And then she got all upset and her blood pressure shot up and she got pains in her chest. I had to ring the surgery a couple of times. Phone people cut us off. And that didn't stop her either. She got stuff through the post from all over the world.
Mrs. Thorpe, our management committee has declared you as grand winner of the £10,000 prize. This result is final.
Well, you have to send money to get your prize, you see, or you have to buy something to get into the competition. You know, some weeks she'd spend out for a pension.
Dear Elizabeth, congratulations. I'd like to send you a cheque for £16,000, which you have definitely won.
Definitely won. She might have definitely won, but the cheque definitely didn't arrive.
This has to be illegal.
Some of it is. Some of it isn't. Depends on the wording. A lot of the illegal ones come from abroad, so it's harder to catch them. We went to the Citizens' Advice. They told us all about the tricks. Things got a bit better after that. She stopped sending money to Australia. And then we got this letter from Astley's mob. She could see it was a local company, so she thought it going to be all right. I bought this.
Here, phone the hospital and let your son know. Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
There you go, all present and correct.
Thanks. Renee, about Friday, what happened?
Nothing happened, Nick, just forget it.
Oh, it's easier said than done. What about Jimmy?
What about Jimmy?
He walked in on us, didn't it bother you?
No, and there is no us, so there's no problem, is there?
Well, there is a problem. He's got the wrong idea.
Morning, morning, morning.
Morning.
Morning, Julia.
Didn't interrupt anything, did I?
No, of course not.
Well, listen, I want you to do me a favour. I've got a meeting which is going to keep me stuck in there most of the morning, and I'm running behind. So when George comes in, would you please ask her to call John Collier, right? He wants to do a phone interview with her. I think it's a follow-up to her article. Oh, and I think the Medi-Waste disposal people are coming around about 10ish. So would you tell everybody about that? And, oh, yeah, here we go. That's for George. Ask her to call in before midday because it's something to do with his print schedules, I think. Anyway, it's all in the note. Oh, and if the wound care samples show up, just put them into Michelle's room, OK?
No problem.
I really appreciate that, Doc.
How is she?
No change.
Did you speak to your son?
I left a message on his answering machine. At least he knows about his mum now. Hey. That's what Lizzie bought from Astley's to get her prize. 40 quid she paid for that lot. There was an invitation to the awards ceremony in the envelope. You wouldn't believe how excited she was about it. You were going to use the money to go and visit Colin.
What happened?
It wasn't a real invitation. It was a specimen. She didn't know that. It looked real. And it broke her heart when she found out. I told him what he'd done to her. He couldn't give her monkeys. Oh, I better go and get cleaned up. Get back to the hospital. See, Lizzie.
I'm passing by the hospital anyway, so if you want dropping off.
2 shakes.
Dr. Woodson, I need to give you something. Julia needs you to call John someone about printing schedules. It's really important.
Oh, weren't expecting to see you today.
Yeah, it's just a flying visit. I'm picking up some supplies. You having a clear out?
I'll pop it into you later.
Mrs. Lincoln.
There's a BMW in my parking space.
That'll belong to our errand-wielding vigilante. I was just about to call you. Apparently, Astley's just turned up with a high-powered brief in tow, demanding we document some more bruises. Apparently, you missed him the first time round.
He told me he didn't have any other injuries.
Ah, well, he claims he only spotted him when he got back home. He's now saying that Vinny was the first to hit him with the big birdie on the stick.
Oh, isn't that rather convenient?
Very. I'll send him through, shall I?
Yeah, just give me a minute, will you?
All right.
Obviously, as soon as I discovered the mark, I came straight here so you could check it out. I mean, the fact that you hit me first rather changes things, doesn't it?
Why didn't you mention that you'd been hit during the first examination?
Well, it all happened so quickly. I mean, in the confusion of the attack, I didn't realise.
Even so, it's a pretty nasty bruise. You must have felt something.
Well, the flow of the adrenaline must have deadened the pain.
At the time, maybe. Not after half an hour.
Are you doubting my word?
You can get dressed now.
Do you know, it's quite obvious that you have never been assaulted on your own doorstep by a raving lunatic. He attacked me. I defended myself. That's perfectly legitimate. And I'm quite sure that when the jury hear the facts, they'll agree.
He's a man in his 70s who's upset about his wife. Have a little compassion.
I didn't get where I am today by being compassionate.
It's patently obvious. Must take someone very callous indeed to make a living tricking old ladies into buying overpriced tat.
At least I stay within the law. There are plenty that don't.
Hey.
Not now, Nick.
Look, this isn't just going to go away. Renee.
Love us tiff so soon.
Don't judge us all by your standards.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that you snogging a junior member of staff the other day?
Are you jealous?
Been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Maybe you should move on then.
How'd it go?
Well, he's certainly bruised.
Did he do it himself, though?
He might have done. It's impossible to tell. The bruises are fresh, no more than a couple of hours old, and that's all I can say for sure.
If Astley did it after the event, he couldn't have used the original weapon. That's in custody.
Well, any rod-like object would have made a similar bruise. I should have done a better job the first time he came in.
He changed his story. That's not your fault.
So what happens now?
Well, we've got to take it seriously. We'll interview him again, and then we'll bring Vinny back in. It's not looking too good for him now, though, especially with his history. He's got a stack of drunken disorderlies.
This is Dr. Robinson, love. The one I was telling you about.
Vinny, can I have a quick word?
Of course. I'll be back in a minute, love. Doctor says she might be able to hear. I don't want to worry her. What's the matter?
Vinny, is there any chance that you did hit Doug Astley with something?
I'm not a liar, Doc.
Well, it must have happened very quickly. Maybe you forgot?
I dropped that bird. I never hit him with nothing. I swear it. On Lizzie's life. Is he saying I did? I knew he'd do something like this. He threatened me. He said he'd make me sorry. All I want is justice for your wife.
Oh, great.
What do you want?
You left it in the examination room. I just wanted to clarify something regarding the medical evidence. Maybe we could talk inside.
What exactly is it you want to know?
What was used to cause the bruising on your back?
Vinnie Thorpe hit me with a heron. Now, your friends at the police station could have told you that, because it's in my statement. Now, if you want to ask me any more questions, I suggest you contact my lawyer, all right? Hey! What are you doing?
Admiring your taste.
Get off my property now!
Forensics, please.
So what's all this about then?
New evidence has come to our attention that has a bearing on your case.
What evidence?
Evidence that your injuries may be self-inflicted.
Oh, don't be so ridiculous.
Mr. Astley, the evidence suggests that your bruising was caused by the lantern pole in your garden and not the heron as you first claimed.
When I returned your scarf, I noticed that the lantern pole had been removed from the land recently.
No, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for that. You see, it fell over during the incident this morning and I put it back afterwards. And I could have told you that on the phone. But no, instead you waste my time dragging me here again. I mean, it's very fortunate that my solicitor wasn't involved in this nonsense.
Well, I couldn't have shown you these on the phone. I wonder if you can spot the difference. Let me help you. These are the bruises on Vinnie's, Mr. Thorpe's, back, caused by a solid metal rod. This is your injury, caused by the hollow tube of the lantern pole.
Well, they look the same to me.
Well, yes, at first glance, they do. But the gap between the bruised areas is wider on Mr. Thorpe's injury, and there's a mark imprinted on your skin from where the two sections of lantern pole join together.
That's not proof.
The rod of the heron only comes in one section. It doesn't have a joint that could have caused that injury.
I'd like to speak to my solicitor.
Come in.
I'm a bit disappointed in you. It wasn't a lot to ask, was it, really? I mean, if you didn't have time to do the interview, then out of common courtesy, you could have just called the guy and told him.
I'm sorry, Julia. I have absolutely no idea what you're on about.
Well, didn't you get my message from Renee?
She mentioned something about an important deadline, but to be honest, it was all a bit vague. Maybe you need to be a bit clearer if you're issuing critical directives through a third party.
Okay, I think I'll just go and get to the bottom of this. Oh, just the person I want to see. Could you come in here, please, Renee? Did you or did you not give my message to Dr. Woodson this morning?
Well, yes and no. I sort of mentioned it first thing, but then I couldn't find the notes, so I brought it in later. You weren't here, so I just put it on your desk.
Oh. Would that be it? How did it get there, I wonder?
Maybe you didn't see it and put the papers on top.
I doubt it. That pa's been there for a week.
Yeah, and somebody spilt water all over it.
And mopped up afterwards.
We've got a hairdresser coming in this afternoon. That'll be nice, won't it? Don't worry. I can tell him how you want it done. Astley causing trouble still?
No, you've got no worries on that front. He's withdrawn the allegations that you hit him.
Well, that's good news.
Your son phoned back. He's getting on the first available flight. He's coming to see you.
Do you hear that, love? Colin's coming from New Zealand. Oh, Colin's coming. She'll wake up then, eh? As soon as she hears his voice, I expect.
I hope so, Vinny.
See, there's no need to win any money, love. Oh, Colin's coming home.
Come in.
You've heard then?
Everyone news travels fast around here. Can't you get through one day without something going wrong?
Sorry, Jimmy. I never meant for things to get so complicated. I've really loused this up, haven't I?
Yeah, well, maybe you coming to work here wasn't one of my smartest ideas.
Maybe there's some way I can make it up to you.
It's been a while since I did one of these. What have we got?
A passerby spotted her body in a ditch. A young woman. Don't think she's been there long. No sign of a struggle at the site. Probably killed elsewhere and dumped.
Do you think she's been murdered?
Well, she's taken a battering, that's for sure.
Any ID?
And none so far. She isn't wearing a whole lot, and there's no sign of a handbag. This way.
She's probably been dead for a couple of hours. There's evidence of bite marks and substantial bruising, not all from the same time. The ones on her throat are the most recent and possibly a cause of death. These are fresh too. This, I think, is a phone number. And a name. M-I-C-H.
Michael, maybe. Greg, you can't!
Please.
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
Greg, is that you? Greg?
Yeah, it's me.
Is something wrong? You sound weird.
Michelle, the police have found a body. I think it's Katya.
Tonight, with a ready-made audience in the Queen Vic, Dawn drops a bombshell. EastEnders on BBC1 at 8. Next this afternoon, time's running out for Mark and Amanda in Diagnosis Murder.